I've made $110,000 through Faceless YouTube channels in the last 30 days. This is because Faceless videos are currently breaking the algorithm, performing even better than those channels where there's someone sitting there showing their face. The thing is that not many people know you can literally go viral with your first upload. Don't get me wrong, this is true if you have no experience, but the algorithm is changing. A couple of years ago, it was almost impossible to go viral with your first video, but that's just not the case anymore. If you apply the things I'm about to share with you, you'll be able to blow up your first video. This channel was created just 6 months ago. Today it has 20K subscribers and has got over 100K views on 3 videos, which is just crazy for a channel that small. Their most viral video has 150,000 views, and with YouTube paying around $6 per thousand views, they made around $900 with this one video that probably took no more than 20 minutes to create. They're posting these simple, disturbing dark web stories, and their entire video is literally just a voiceover, a still image of a character with a rain effect over, and some sound effects. In this video, I'll show you how you can use AI to copy their strategy and start your own YouTube automation business today. After watching this video, you'll know all the tips and tricks creators use to boost engagement and blow up their videos. You don't need any prior experience, college degree, or anything like that. I'll go through the entire blueprint. Everything from creating the stories itself, generating a voiceover with AI that sounds realistic, creating our character, and even how to edit it all together. If you don't have the patience to watch the coming 10 minutes or so of this video, this business model is not for you. But before we get into the tutorial though, let's take a quick look at the video I was able to create with the tools I'm about to share with you.
This happened to me about a year ago. I was living in this old house I just rented. It had that classic creepy house vibe, creaky floor.
The blueprint I used to make this is actually pretty simple and only consists of a few key parts. Quick pause. I just want to mention before I show you the entire tutorial that I do actually have a free community where I help over 20,000 of you guys every day. I even hired a mentor that will host calls on social media growth every week. But the cool thing is that it's completely free. I don't ask for a single dollar. Anyway, I linked it in the description for those interested. Thanks for supporting me, guys. If you've ever created a channel before, you probably already know how to do this, so skip to this timestamp if you want to move on to the next step. However, if you haven't created a channel before, do this. Head over to YouTube and click on your profile picture. Then you want to press Switch Account and View All Channels. Click Create New Channel and you'll be able to pick a username. If you have a good name in mind, go with that. If you don't, I have a method you can use. Find a viral channel in your niche and copy their channel name. Then head over to ChatGPT, paste it, and ask it to generate 10 suggestions for similar names to a YouTube channel in the Reddit horror story niche. Then press Generate and pick a name you like. I'll go with this one right here because I think it had the right vibe. Then paste it into YouTube. Next, we need to create a channel description. Head back over to ChatGPT and ask it to create a fitting description for a channel in the Reddit horror story niche. Press Generate and paste in this one too. Lastly, we need to add tags to improve our channel's SEO. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. By adding the right tags to our channel, we'll be shown when people search for different keywords. Finding popular keywords can be hard if you don't know what you're doing, but I've actually found a website that'll give you all the most popular keywords for your niche. Head over to vidIQ and click on Keywords to the left. Here you'll be able to enter your niche and it'll give you the most popular keywords. So I'll just type in my niche and copy these matching keywords. Then you want to head back to YouTube and enter them in the tag box like this. Now let's create our first video, and the first step is the script. Here's one thing for you to accept. Script writing is what makes up literally 90% of a good video. You can have the craziest editing on YouTube, but if your script sucks, your video won't go viral. You can really make any topic interesting just by choosing the right words and structuring your video the right way. Just think of all the creators that are just sitting in front of a camera without a planned script or any fancy editing. Like this guy. Or this guy. They're all getting hundreds of thousands of views without any insane editing. They do have a good voice and great charisma, but it won't help you very much since you're starting a Faceless channel. In this case, let's pay attention to their choice of a good topic and the fact that they had an interesting script. You have to do the same, or your videos will flop. There are 3 ways you can go about when creating a script. First one is you get your mind going and write it yourself. I usually always recommend my students to write the scripts themselves when starting out. But since we're creating Reddit story videos, that'd be a real headache to come up with. Second option is to create it with AI. Some will say you can't create a good script with ChatGPT, which really isn't true. It all comes down to what prompt you're using. I've tried hundreds of prompts, and yeah, most of them get you shitty results. You can't just ask it to create a YouTube script in your niche and expect your video to go viral. You gotta be more specific than that. Tell it what it'll be used for, what it'll be about, who the narrator is, type of grammar, length. I've done some experimenting and came up with this prompt layout that I'll leave in the Google Doc I mentioned earlier. It's basically a prompt that'll have all the information ChatGPT needs to create a good and engaging script. As you can see, there are these blank spaces you'll need to fill in based on what you want your video to be about. Here's an example of how I did it. Just pause the video right now if you want to take a closer look at it. Then you want to generate it and make sure it sounds like it's written by a human. This is really important. If it sounds robotic, people will notice and click off of your video. So if it does, adjust the prompt and regenerate it a couple of times till you get one you like. Once done, it's time to generate a voiceover. To create a voiceover, you want to head over to 11 Labs. If you've never used it before, create an account with your Gmail by following the instructions on the homepage. Then once logged in, click on Voice Library. Most gurus will just tell you to go with some saturated voice like Adam, which just won't get the job done. You need to pick a unique voice for your channel. When people hear that voice, they should think of your channel. And since pretty much all of their pre-made voices have been used a million times by a million different channels, you need to create your own voice. To do this, click on Add a New Voice and then Voice Design. You'll then be able to choose the characteristics of the voice. Since we're creating a horror story video, we're looking for a deep and slow male voice. I've tried a bunch, and these gave the best results, so feel free to copy them. Press Generate, use Voice, and you'll be able to use it on your script. Pick the voice you just created and start generating 500 words at a time. This will make it sound much more human. If you generate the entire script at once, it'll sound super robotic. Add commas, capital letters, and exclamation marks to add emotions to the voice. Click Generate and repeat this process till you've gone through the entire script. It might sound a bit slow, but I actually have a crazy trick to make it sound exactly like a real human that I'll show you later. Once you've got the voiceover ready, we need to generate our character. The channel I showed you earlier usually has some kind of creepy character with a detailed background, like this. To generate one of these characters, we need some kinda AI image generator. You can really use anyone you like, but I'll go with Leonardo AI since it's free. Create an account with your email address if you've never used it before, and click on Image Generation. Set the size to the YouTube format, which is 16:9, and use this template I've created for you to create a prompt. I'll leave it in the Google Doc I mentioned earlier. Leonardo will then turn that text prompt into an image. Basically, you want to fill in these boxes with your own design idea. Here's the specific prompt I'm going to use. I'll leave this one in the document too if you want some inspiration. Then you just generate it a couple of times until you get a character you like, and download that image. Now that we have our voiceover and character ready, it's time to edit it all together and make an actual video out of it. You really don't need any fancy editing software that'll set you back hundreds of dollars like Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe After Effects. There are tons of free editing softwares out there that have all the features we need. For example, CapCut. So after logging in, create a new project and upload the voiceover and the character image. Start by dragging the voiceover file to the timeline. Then choose the razor tool and cut out all the pauses like this. After that, delete the dead space and overlap the clips to remove the small pauses and increase the pace. Basically, what all this does is make the flow and pace of your AI-generated voiceover sound a lot more natural. Usually, AI voiceovers have long, weird pauses, and those are the ones we're cutting out. Anyways, listen if it sounds natural or not, and if it does sound good, and you're satisfied, repeat this process on the entire voiceover till you end up with something like this.
So, this happened to me about a year ago. I was living in this old house I just rented. It had that classic. This happened to me about a year ago. I was living in this old house I just rented. It had that classic creepy house vibe, creaky floors, flickering lights, and of course,
Now add the character image to the frame and extend it so that it covers the entire voiceover down in the timeline. Otherwise, the image will disappear in the middle of the video. Then you want to click on this ratio button and set the size 16:9, which is the format for long-form YouTube videos. But we're not done yet. If we want our video to go viral, it needs to be even better than the channel I showed you earlier. And if we take a look at one of their most viral videos, you'll see they're using this rain effect. To add this, click on the Effects tab and search for the one called Rain. Drag it to the timeline like you did with the other elements and extend it so that it covers the entire video once again. Then you want to click on Effects again and add the one called Noise 2 to get that retro video look. Once done, it should look something like this. The video looks good, but it's too light. We want the corners a bit darker so that the character is in focus. To do that, you can just follow these simple steps. Press on Adjust over here and add a new adjustment layer. Click on it and drag Vignette up to around 20. This way you'll get these darker corners. Now that's it for the visuals, the things the viewer actually sees. But there's a whole other spectrum we haven't even touched on yet, in which we can make our video even more engaging. Sound design. Sound design is actually a completely different video topic in itself since it's so complex. To give you the simple rundown, it basically consists of two components. First, sound effects. This is what will make the viewer feel everything that is happening in the video. Finding the sound effects independently on YouTube will get the job done, but it's time-consuming and annoying to find. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. So to make things easy for you, I've actually put together a Google Drive folder that I'll leave in the description with all the most viral sound effects out there. I don't really ask anything for it, so you can just use it whenever you want. In a video like the one we're doing, you want to keep it simple. Adding a bunch of random sound effects is not the move, since it'll just turn out unprofessional. I'll just be adding a rain effect in the background for the scary vibe. By the way, I'll put this specific one in the folder as well. So upload it like always and drag it to the timeline. Make sure to listen and see if the volume needs to be adjusted because you don't want it to be too loud. The second part of sound design is the music or soundtrack. The music is what'll determine what the viewer feels when watching your video. So in this case, we want the viewer to feel both scared and excited. Finding the right music can be difficult, so I like to use websites like Pixabay. They have hundreds of copyright-free songs you can use in your video. You can just search or filter according to what you need, and you should find something pretty quick. So head over there and search for the type of music you're looking for. Press download and add it to your video like you did with the sound effects. Upload it to CapCut, drag it to the timeline, and adjust the length. And again, make sure the music is not too loud. And that's pretty much all that goes into creating a video like this. Lastly, you want to click Export and choose the 1080p and 60 frames per second to get the best possible quality. Here's how it turned out.
This happened to me about a year ago. I was living in this old house I just rented. It had that classic creepy house vibe, creaky floors, flickering lights.
I know it's a lot to take in all at once. So if you want to learn more about this stuff and chat with me one-on-one, I've created a free Discord community where me and my mentors dive a bit deeper into this stuff. For those of you that might not have so much money, I've actually hired new mentors that host webinars and classes for the entire community, not just the paid growth program. This means you can get knowledge and tips on how to grow for free without having to spend anything. Just look out for this link in the description and it'll take you to the page where you join. We're currently over 20,000 members learning from each other every day. So why not check it out? I mean, it's literally free information. See ya.